Numerous claims say that chewing gum can help to heighten your attention span, memory, and other such wonders. Many people testify this to be true, and will often chew gum during times when learning is paramount, such as during lectures or when preparing for an exam. This video aims to suggest possible explanations for the basis of this urban myth. The reticular activating system. The reticular activating system is a part of the brain which is important in distinguishing when we are awake or asleep, or more precisely, maintaining our consciousness. During tedious and repetitive activities, such as lectures, the attention span of most healthy people will waver, and as less and less attention is being paid to the sensory inputs involved with the activity, the natural response of the human body is to grow weary and to ultimately fall asleep. The next few slides will outline 4 possible theories attempting to explain the potential effects of chewing gum on cognitive function. Theory number 1. Mastication and the reticular activating system. Linking the mastication of chewing gum with the activation of the reticular activating system was my own idea, and remains my favourite method of explaining the chewing gum myth. In short, as you chew gum, sensory information from the muscles involved in mastication will be passed to the brainstem via the mandibular branch of the trigeminal nerve for processing. This influx of sensory information may fire up the reticular activating system, thus keeping you fully awake. The 4 muscles involved in mastication are as follows: the masseter, the temporalis, the medial pterygoid, and the lateral pterygoid. The repetitive action involved in mastication and the long-lasting properties of chewing gum would in this instance ensure an improved attention span over an extended period of time. I propose that it is this heightened attention span which would facilitate the sensation of greater memory and ability to learn and process new information. Theory number 2. Mastication and blood flow. The physical process of mastication and its subsequent effect on cerebral blood flow could be linked to cognitive improvements. There's evidence linking an increase in the middle cerebral artery blood flow to activity of the masseter muscle, which is very much involved in mastication. There is also evidence linking a higher heart rate to an improved immediate memory. The reason this increased blood flow may positively affect brain function, and therefore memory, attention span, and such, may be due to an increased supply of nutrients to the brain, such as dextrose. Theory number 3. Glucose content of gum and memory. One journal outlines some research into the cognitive enhancement caused by gum containing glucose and gum containing no glucose. When the gum contained glucose, improvements were found in both working memory and processing speed, though long-term memory showed no improvement. Theory number 4. Evolution. My final theory is definitely sketchy at best, but I'm throwing it in anyway. Traditionally, families would sit around a table and eat their food as they talk to one another. This may be emulated when sitting in a lecture and chewing gum to an extent, though instead of a delicious meal, you are chewing gum, and instead of a nice family discussion, you're listening to a lecturer. Language in itself is definitely complex, as we need to be able to listen, comprehend, and speak. These could be broken down into smaller subcategories, but I'll let you do that, though it involves the brain and nervous system to a great extent. All of this neural activity may provide sufficient sensory information to fire up the reticular activating system, therefore keeping us awake. After all, it would be very inconvenient to fall asleep during a meal. At the end of the day, there's very little research available on this topic, so most of this is purely theoretical. So you'll still have to make your own mind up, given the ideas presented. I hope you've enjoyed this short presentation. as much as I have enjoyed making it. Thank you.